And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live, Game 2 between the San Francisco Giants, Washington Nationals. Glenn can't make it. He's in the middle of a massive weather event up there in Winnipeg. He's had tornadoes touching down over there, and it's a pretty bad mess. His power's going in and out, so Glenn will not be able to be with us today. So it'll be me and Lou taking you through this post game. But we got it, man. We got it. You know who doesn't have it, Glenn? Or I'm sorry, Lou. You know who doesn't have it? The San Francisco Giants. They lose to the Washington Nationals. They lose the series 2 in a row, 6-3. Houser didn't have much. Look, he gave up a first inning 2-1 bomb. He kind of settled in, but then when he left the game, he wound up getting another run tagged to him. And then the bullpen was the bullpen. What are we gonna do? Hey, whatever, man. Lou, what'd you think of the game, man?
You know, it's just our starting pitching once we got down. You know, the Giants have no clutch genes. And, you know, today they had golden opportunities. And, you know, if the Giants are going to continue to go young, I can't really get upset. But right. I do want to bring up a couple points. Okay. Today we had the bases loaded with Cox, who everybody said is the new sensation, couldn't come through. Then Eldridge came up in a huge situation, runners. He couldn't come through. And then I'm still a little confused why we pinch hit Eric's new buddy, Mr. Kennedy, in a clutch situation. So, you know, but hey, no one
else on the bench, right?
We have nobody else. So if they're going to go young, I have no problem because that's the only way they're going to get better. You know, that's the way those guys get better because they get used to it. But, you know, I also, you know, I want to just make one more comment about the pitching staff. You guys all love Smith. You know, you guys love a guy off one appearance in, you know, over the weekend. Now he came in, he struggled a little bit. So before we think we have the new stopper, everyone just relax. Let the season go on. And most importantly is Washington, the last 2 nights have been clutch. You know, they scored 6 runs. They did get help on an error. So let's say 5 runs on 8 hits. Okay. The Giants scored 3 runs. And it seemed like, you know, they had 9 hits. But, you know, a big difference. The Giants, again, 3 for 12. I think last night they were 2 for 12. You got to be able to get the big hits, especially at home. And now we're now 2 and 5 in our last 7 at home. So they got to do something, you know, because like I keep telling you, Casey's didn't have a good game. He's starting to get tired. I just think he's tired. He needs to stay out. But, you know, Lee can only go 2 for 4. Arai is 2 for 4. Somebody else needs to step up in clutch times. And we just need starters to help out. And that's why last night's loss when Webb went 8 was so crucial, because now we have Ray tomorrow. But, Washington makes you pay for mistakes. You walk them, they have speed, they're going to come around. And it's just, it's just a little bit different in the two philosophies. So, 2 losses, hey, just make sure you don't get swept because, you got the Cubs this weekend, which, is going to be difficult. But, let's see if they can get the win tomorrow so they can enjoy their Thursday off as well as Eric's. So that's sort of my goal tomorrow.
Thanks. Hey, look, they're facing another lefty tomorrow too. They are not doing well against lefties.
No,
not at all. All right, let's get straight to the tail of the tape, and then we'll go from there. Let's do this.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
Drive into center field.
Got him.
Not very fun times, but hey, it is what it is. Washington beats the San Francisco Giants 6-3. Washington 2 games above 500. The Giants 14. All right. The winner is Lord, loser is Houser. All right, the lineup. Schmidt 0-4. Devers 0-4. Arise 2 hits. Look at that. Imagine that. That's you can almost say that every single game. Arias 2 hits tonight. Adames 0-4. Lee, another multi-hit game. Again, his 17-game hitting streak. I'm telling you what, you want to talk about some damn hitters on this team? Arise and Lee are fabulous. They're awesome, man. They're the ones that are stirring the drink, so to speak, right? Eldridge had a nice game today. He was on base twice with a walk and then got 2 hits. Again, he had a home run in the 9th inning. Chapman had a hit today. He also was on base 3 times because he drew 2 walks. Susak had a hit. Cox had a hit. Gilbert Kennedy, no. Barracuda came in for defense. Again, they drew 7 walks. That's amazing. 7 walks. Only struck out 6 times. But yet they only score 3 runs, man.
So that's 7 walks and 9 hits. So that's 16 people on base. And that's what I mean. They have no clutch genes. And when you get a chance, you get so many chances in a game, probably 4 or 5. And just unfortunately, the young guys couldn't produce, which is, hey, they're young. But that's where guys like Chapman and Adames, again, these guys got to come up. They're getting chances that, they just can't get the clutch hit, Eric. I don't know what it is.
Couldn't get the clutch hit today.
No, just couldn't do it. So it happens.
Couldn't do it. Pitching, again, Houser goes 4 1/3. 4 hits, 3 earned. He didn't walk anyone, struck out 6. Again, gave up that first inning 2-run bomb. Then he settled in, but then he kind of fell apart there at towards the end of his outing. Hinches came in for 2/3 of an inning, walked 2, gave up a hit. Brubaker came in for an inning, gave up a hit and an earned run, struck out 2. Miller had absolutely nothing. The guy has stuff. He's got the stuff. But, man, one thing he doesn't have, he has absolutely 0 command. 0. He came in, and how many outs did he get? Not 1. He allowed a hit, an earned run, and he walked 2. My God. Smith, hey, he came in. He was okay. The only thing is he came on and he immediately walked somebody.
Yeah,
and it walked in a run, so that sucked. You can't come out of the bullpen and walk the guy. But he did make up for it. He wound up striking out 2, so that's okay. At least he was able to get that done. And then Beck came in. He gave up a run.
Didn't get help. Yeah, but didn't get help with the air.
The defense didn't help. Chapman threw a scud. Devers couldn't pick it, and you wind up having Abrams over there at second base, and then Jordan Lyle came up and hit that bomb. I thought it was going to leave the yard, but it hit off the bottom, hit a triple, and then that was the 6th run. They would have been fine with just a 4 because the Giants, all they could meager tally together was 3 runs today. Just just stinks, man. It's just, what are you going to do, man? It's who the team is. And there's no point. I'm sorry. There's no point in trying to fix the season. I know we come on here. It seems like it's every single damn night we come on here and have to say the same things. And we're working with the material that is given to us. We're here doing a post game, and there's only so much that you could talk about with this team. And it's just, it ain't going to happen, man. It ain't in the cards, period. And there's plenty of blame to go around. Plenty of blame. And it just sucks, man. It's miserable. You sit down, you want to watch a good baseball game. And I mean, seriously, before I could even sit down, it was already 2-0 Nationals. I'm like, are you freaking serious, man?
That's happened a lot, hasn't it, Eric? Like literally, you're not sure when the first pitch is 6:40 or 6:45 or 6:50. You turn it on, and it's like, what? We're already down? 2 batters in?
Yeah. And look, I thought it was going to get worse, but like I said, Houser settled down, but it just sucks, man. Lou,
yeah. I just want to say one thing. Guys, if you're going to make a comment, make sure you guys are watching the game. Okay, I'm just going to use Brandon Cola as an example. Okay, Brandon, not a problem. Oh, look, another clean inning for Smith. But Lou says he struggled. You didn't see what happened then. You're just looking at the stats. Okay, he walked. First of all, he came in, first guy he walked. Okay, he then walked in a run. He got lucky. He didn't give up more runs. So that's not a clean inning. A clean inning is 3 guys up, 3 guys down. Dom, happy belated birthday. We wish you a happy birthday yesterday, but you weren't in the chat. You were probably partying. So happy belated birthday to the great Dom.
There you go. Anthony Millard donates $2, says Devers can't field any short. Yeah, he's been playing some pretty good defense at first base. Come on, let's be real. He has been playing. He's been better. He's been better. He has been. And yeah, if you were to ask him, he'd probably say I probably should have had it. And at the same time, Chapman should have thrown a better ball, right? Come on. Whatever. It is what it is. JB donates $2. What's up? Our good friend in Australia. How do you address the pitching between now and 28? Great question. Great question. It's a great question. And I don't know how you do that, JB. Obviously, the Giants don't want to pay. And this is the problem, Lou. The only way you can got to start.
And this is a good question because he says now and 28, assuming next year there might not be a season. So I think what you got to do is you got to figure out a couple things. Okay. Who on this staff are you going to keep? Like, do you want Ray? Do you want to extend Ray and sign a new contract? No. Probably not. No. So then, this is where it comes on when you trade. What kind of pieces are you going to trade for? You're going to trade for maybe a pitching guy that's in AAA that maybe can be in the pros, because you got to remember our 4th and 5th starters are only 2 years. So if they don't play 2027 and 2028, they're not going to be here. So you got to think like that.
I don't think they survive. Better by 2028. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think this team is going to be better by 2028. We're looking further down the road because some of the young guys that are going to be coming up, right? They're a few years away that they're going to possibly make a big impact on the club. But I think it's going to go further. I'm going to say 2030. It sucks. It could be wrong unless they make some kind of magical moves here and there.
And JB, the one thing too is in depth, we have position players. We don't really have pitching at all. You know what I mean, Eric? I mean, maybe better than me in single A, double A, and triple A. I know we have, because all the guys from the international draft are all position players. They're not pitchers. So pitching is going to be a problem. I think the only way we can do it is we're going to have to spend money, which the Giants don't really do, and getting pitching. And pitching is a question because you're going to have to pay. And
here's the problem. Because, let's just say that you have a free agency this year. There's only one good pitcher out there, and it's going to be Tariq Skubal. And he ain't
that's it.
That's it. Everyone else is nobody else. And the Giants, I don't know. I mean, they got some young guys. I mean, you're going to bring up Tugboat. And then again, that's a question mark. Honestly, next year, if you think about it, if say Webb stays on the Giants, well, what's the rotation going to be next year? The rotation next year is going to be Webb, Roop,
Houser,
and maybe McDonald. After that, and then you don't have a fifth. And again, it's still a little bit early. Is Roop the long term? Maybe. McDonald a little bit early. Maybe it's McDonald. Yeah, I mean those two guys are still. Let's see. This is going to be their. Well, I couldn't even say this is not even McDonald's first full season because he came up not that long ago. But this is Roop's first full season. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. But that's still a problem. It's the same thing with the bullpen. I don't know what they're going to do with the bullpen. You're going to have.
We still don't have a stopper.
Everything at this particular point, not everything could be built through the farm. It just can't. You're going to have to spend money. You're a rich club. You have to spend the money. But that being said, you got to make sure you're spending money wisely, as they say. You got to spend it wisely. And so to answer your question, JB, I don't know how they do it, man. That's going to be something that Buster Posey has to figure out. And let me ask you this question, JB. Do you trust, at this particular time, do you trust Buster Posey being able to address the pitching between now and, well, you say 20, so I'll ask you the same. Do you trust Buster Posey in addressing the pitching from now to 2028?
And his contract will be over. He won't be here in 2028. His contract is through 2027. So.
Yeah. Hey, there's our buddy, our White Sox fan. $5. Braden Montgomery gets called up in his first big league. Yeah, I got to walk off. I saw that. Hey, Quinn, I told you Murakami was going to be out. Don't fall for that couple of weeks bullshit. When someone pops a hammy, it's a month, man. It's a month. I know what I speak of, Quinn. But yeah, hey, congratulations to your White Sox. Beat the Braves. That was a cool broadcast. Did you see? It was like a retro, like the 1980s. They had the graphics of the 1980s up there. Bob Costas was calling the game. So yeah, it was pretty damn cool. I saw a couple of clips of that. So yeah, right on for your young guys over there in the south side of Chicago. That's freaking awesome. Thanks for the donation, Quinn. Appreciate it. C. Davis, yes. Thank you. Kyle Morris. Tarpa, I ain't doing that bullshit. Come on. Come on. Bro. Come on. Man, I see people are already chiming in. Aries, if he has learned anything from last offseason, talking about Buster, he needs to hold himself accountable for doing absolutely the bare minimum in the offseason.
I think you can also say Manaya, to tell you the truth, I'm just trying to think. Say Buster steps down. Okay. Hey, guys, this wasn't for me. Then who do we really have? We have a guy who really, I don't have much faith in our GM because he hasn't really done anything, and that's the one problem. And I think Eric Brock brought up a great point about a month ago. Everybody in the front office is on the hot seat, not just Buster, everybody, everyone that makes executive decisions. Because look what we have. Our farm system's not better. Our team's not better. We have a chance to lose 100 games. So it's one of those things, I think, Manaya-san, I don't know who's worse, him or his brother. So, I think everybody has a shot.
But the problem, and the thing is I see a lot of people going after a Manasian, but the problem is he's not the one that calls the shots. He'll give input to Buster. Buster has to bless it, man. So stop with the Manasian. And look, I'm not defending the guy. No, I'm just saying the buck stops at Buster Posey, guys. If you get rid of Manasian, you still have Buster making those same decisions, no? Do you see what I'm saying, guys? You get what I'm saying? You smell what I'm stepping in? Come on, guys. But it sucks, man. It sucks. Oh, let's see. Tom Waertz. What do we have? What we do have is 3 guys making money they shouldn't. They probably don't care about anything anymore. See, I don't. Tom, that's me. I don't follow that logic. That's just me. Look, no one knows. No one's in their head to say it. I will not say, unless someone reports it that, hey, this guy said this. Okay. But I'm not going to go out there and do that. But they're paid whether they perform or not. Yes, and that's true. And that's true with any professional sports. It's even worse with baseball because everything's guaranteed. Everything's guaranteed. So You're getting paid whether you perform or you don't. And there is something to that. And would it be nice to have contracts based on performance? Absolutely. Wouldn't that? Hey, that's a novel idea, right? You damn well know the players union would never go for that. But that's what it should be. I mean, if we want to be fair, right? If we're going to, hey, Lou, if we're paying top dollar to go to these games, then we should get a discount somewhere, right? If you're not going to perform, then lower the prices. Come on, because that's ridiculous, man. How do you expect us to go out there and pay for this product, and it's just lousy?
Yeah, and I think, Eric, one of the phrases you use a lot is the Giants do good for 2 games, and then they come back and they look horrible for another 3. Yeah. So as I said before, it's like the yo-yo effect, and again, you guys keep talking about the big 3 contracts.
It's not going to happen.
They might get rid of 1, but that's it. And that'll be if an injury happens or something. And I say this all the time, they're stuck with them.
They're stuck, remember, dude.
Who would want these guys?
We
want to get rid of them, and they make so much money. Well, who's going to come in and say, "I'll take that off your hands"? Really more of a desperate team or a team that's really close to making the dance. That's the only way. If not, they're with us. There's only so much you can do, unless you want to trade one of the prospects with them, or multiple guys. They keep talking. I listen to KMBR and 95.7, and they keep saying Buster's going to get rid of half the team if it continues like this. That's impossible. First of all, you're going to need a team to play. And second of all, it takes 2 to tango. It doesn't happen that way.
I know.
I know. So
we could all sit there and wish these contracts away. You can't, but it's not going to happen. You got to deal in a little bit of reality. And the reality is, more than likely on August 4th, that the San Francisco Giants are still going to have Adames, Chapman, and Devers on the team. It's just whether you like it or dislike it. It's just that's the reality of it. Yeah. If they can find someone to trade, well then, hey, kudos to Buster Posey to be able to get that done. But I'm telling you,
how much money are we going to have to eat?
Hey, that and there you go.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, people will be calling about Jung-Hoo Lee. People will be calling about freaking Casey Schmidt. People will be calling about Logan Webb. People will be calling about Luis Ariz, right? And I don't know what you're going to get for these guys, right? You're not going. It's not like you're going to go out there and get their number 1 prospect in someone's organization.
No,
but you're still going to be able to reload whatever that means. I mean,
whatever. And Eric, a couple of things too. We brought this up the other night. Ariz might sound great, but he's a free agent, so he's a rental.
Yeah,
okay? Only Lee and Webb, who have more contracts under this before the new bargaining agreement. Like everybody thought Lee's was pretty expensive. I think it's maybe 21 this year. Now he looks like he's worth it. So that's
no doubt about it, dude.
That's where a team might say, hey, we're interested. Webb got a couple more years. Looks like he's possibly turning around. I could see someone like, I'll bring up the White Sox since our boy just made a donation. They're right there on possibly making the playoffs. They have a young pitching staff, and they need a veteran. Well, maybe get Webb, because you can have Webb 2 more years, and once his contract's done, either you could trade him, but he's going to help the young staff. That's sort of what we need. Like if you're talking, and here's the other thing. Say what's his name's groin, or was it hamstring for Chicago, isn't doing well, and they're right there on the playoffs, then that's where someone might say, hey, we might take Adames, because Devers, because that's what it's going to take. The Giants sort of need a little luck where a team that's close will call them. Nobody's calling the Giants right now. Nobody. Okay. As Eric would say, it's better to wait till the trade deadline.
You got to wait till the trade deadline. You have to.
And unless there's a major injury, why? And again, Giants aren't calling teams saying, hey, are you interested? They got to call the Giants. The Giants right now are just trying to put a team and trying to win 4 in a row. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough.
So I want to ask you guys a question. I haven't seen any post-game presser from Tony Vitello. Did you guys see the post-game presser? The guy reads from a script now. That was a little weird, but whatever. It is what it is. The guy
Are you talking more about yesterday's? I thought it was pathetic. Yeah. Horrible.
He was reading from a script, man. I'm like, what are you doing? It was odd. But what did you guys think of the managing performance by Vitello today? He went to the bullpen, I don't know, what is it, 5 times, right? He used 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relievers today. 5 relievers. 5. Hey, whatever. Quinn donates another $5. Thanks, Quinn. I actually wouldn't mind trading for Webb. Just depends on how much we have to give up. Yeah. Look, and that may happen, man, because Webb is back to who he's tossed 15 innings, Lou, and has only given up 1 run. Yep. 15 innings, 1 run. Yesterday was a masterful performance. I mean, it was even, you could almost say it was almost better than his perfect game in Milwaukee that he threw 6, right? And he finished 7. He took it into the 7th, I should say, and was able to finish 7, but not with a perfect game. So look, that very well may happen where they may trade Webb. He may be honestly, he may be one of the most valuable. Him and maybe Jung-Hoo Lee, maybe? I don't know, man. All I could do is sit here and just speculate. I don't know anything. We're just throwing this stuff out and what they may or may not do. But
wait a minute, Eric. Wait a minute. You do work with Marty Lurie, and you don't know what's happening in the Giants front office. You don't know what's happening with trades and everything. Come on, Eric.
No. Come on. I'm just the guy that likes to talk. That's it. But man, it's a mess. It's a mess. And look, I would not be surprised if the Giants don't do anything. I won't be surprised if the Giants trade a bunch of guys. I won't be surprised if they do a little bit of both. No, it's their prerogative, and it's their decisions on which direction they want to go.
And Eric, really, the last 48 hours has determined you can't do a closer and a bullpen by committee.
You can't. You got to have a closer. You got to have
someone who's going to go in there because, as I say, those are the hardest outs to get in the ball game. And I don't know if maybe one of the starters who can come in and try to do a John Smoltz. It's not easy, but, I don't know, Smith, because he's, so new. But, Eric Miller at one time, and again, I bring up nobody seems to know the roles because it seemed like Eric Miller could have been that guy when we were doing 4 lefties. Now he's all over the place.
Oh, he's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
The guy is just,
yeah.
I don't like him coming out of the bullpen. I don't, man. And now, I don't know if you knew this. Did you guys see yesterday's news? Foley, the guy that they signed, what's his first name? Can't remember. The righty that they signed in the offseason?
Yeah, the guy that's supposed to come back in July.
Yeah, well, he was supposed to come back today, but he had a setback. Oh. He's got fatigue in that shoulder. The shoulder that he had surgery. Jason, thank you, Brandon. He has fatigue in that throwing shoulder of his, and that scares me. Anytime you have shoulder surgery in the first place, you're just not quite the same. Look at Hinches. He's got some great off-speed stuff, but his fastball is nowhere near what it was like when he was in Cleveland. He was mid to high 90s. Now he's low 90s, and it's not the same. It isn't. It just isn't the same. And it may be the same way for Jason Foley when he comes up. If he does come up, we don't know. Oh, D-Shot. Here comes Walker. Hey. Wow.
Hey, JB, me and Eric bought this up.
Yeah.
So during the offseason, we talk about Giant signings. And in fact, if I remember when they signed him, Foley, they signed somebody else too. But the main thing is we said was Hinches. Oh, the same day or something, I think both of them.
It's like right around the same time, yeah.
We got a guy that's not pitching until July. And it wasn't like it was a cheap contract. It was like a 2-year, like $8 million, like $4 million. For a guy that's not pitching July, it was almost like our secret weapon. It's like, come on. And that's just another thing with Buster. You know, Eric brought up a great point on this. Do you have faith? Because look what Buster's did in this offseason with the pitching. You know, I'm saying it's just been, you know, I'm not talking about Arias. I'm talking more about the pitching. We got a fourth and fifth starter that, to tell you the truth, if it wasn't for McDonald, would be in a lot worse situation.
Yeah, it would be.
Right? Our bullpen, some of these guys have been disastrous. You know, I mean, right now, you know, Foley, we're probably not going to see him till, say, almost September, the last month. If he's got problems now and he hasn't pitched that long. So, you know, again, I know Buster's trying to do it, but you guys got to start thinking, you know, who's making these decisions? You know, because Buster's a catcher. He's not, you know, it's a lot different when you're doing a pitcher. And one of the things me and Eric get upset about, we always get these pitchers that are either off surgery, took a year off, or were good 5 years ago. And you can't do that in this type of an organization because you need these guys.
If you think about it, he signed Malley, who was coming off injury. They signed Houser, who was coming off injury. They signed Hinches, who was coming off surgery. They signed Foley, who was coming off injury. The only pitcher they signed, remember Reaver San Martin? I don't know even what the hell happened to him. He's a lefty. I don't know what happened to him. He was healthy, but now he's hurt. Buto, they got in a trade last year, but now he's hurt. Birdsong hurt. I mean, what's up, Rosemont? Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, dude? It's a mess, man. They tried to piece this together, man. Brandon, don't worry. Brian Wilson will be back in August. Nice.
Yeah, nothing you can do. It's just, you know, it's the cards we were dealt.
It's exactly. It's ridiculous. See, and I don't buy that, Senior. I don't buy that. You don't sign Devers. You don't sign Arise. You don't sign Adames. You don't extend Chapman. You don't do that if you're not trying to win. Look, there's no point of tanking. There's no point in tanking for the simple fact you can't. There's no purpose in losing right now. Losing gets you nowhere this season. Absolutely zero. Zilch. Nada. It gets you nothing because they got the fourth pick this year. In 2027, you can't go any higher than the 10th pick in the draft. There's no point in losing. But with Posey's moves, it doesn't, to me, that doesn't look like you're trying to lose. It seems to me he doesn't know what he's doing. It just doesn't seem he knows what he's doing, and that has to be put on Buster Posey, guys.
Yeah, everything keeps backfiring. Everything.
Yes, I mean it has to be, and it stinks, man, because this is not what we expected of watching Giants baseball. I'm sorry, I don't think it sucks. Sucks. So, what are you gonna do? You're going to have to look. How many more games? We got 94 more games. They're 14 under. Oh, my God. This, Lou. Let me hold on. Let me do a little. I got to take a look at this to see. What was this? The game? Was this game 67 or 68? I think it was 68, right?
68. So we're 27-41. So 68.
Okay, I'm going to take a look at something. I did this last week.
Oh, the one about when we lost 100 games, how we're looking?
1985. How we're looking compared to 1985. Where were the Giants in 1985 at this time? Let's see. Game schedule. 80 or 68 wins. Here we go. Where are we at? 86. Listen to me. After 68 wins, get rid of this window. Okay, 26-42.
They're ahead.
26-42. Right now, the Giants are 27-41. Man, we are right there. We are right there. That's pathetic, guys. We are close. We are close to being a 100-loss team. I know I've talked about this before, but my God. Woo. That's brutal. I mean,
And Eric, I think you and Glenn both bought it. Before the Giants are going to get better, they really need to hit rock bottom. And if they have 100 losses,
that's rock bottom. You have a 100 loss season. That's rock bottom.
You got to remember, 10 years ago, everything was good. We came off 3-5. I mean, how long ago it's longer than 10? It feels like it was 25 years ago. That they were competitive, and it's baseball. You go up and down, but it's one of those things. It's really, really tough. And the other thing too is, Eric, at least tonight, and again, maybe it's just the last couple. They just don't seem exciting to watch. Like early in the season, at least you got fired up to watch the game. And, I know we do this because we sort of have to for the show. But it was like, all right, I literally was going to watch the A's game since they're playing in Vegas and the ball's flying out.
All over the place, yeah.
All over the place. So I would go back where normally it was all about the Giants, and it's just one of those things. It's just there's no spark. There's no need, I still go to the games because I have the tickets. I'm going Saturday night, to see the Cubs, and really my nephew had an extra ticket that, I gave him, and he goes, Lou, when you come? And I said, all right, might as well go to another game. But, it's hard because they're just not playing good ball. And it's sort of amazing because this recent road trip, they were hitting runners scoring position.
Yeah.
They went to Milwaukee and it seemed like they scored 20 runs on 30 hits. And then Chicago. But now they come home and it's just
Lou, I talked about this.
Yeah.
Look, when they're hitting, right? You go through ebbs and flows in a season.
Yeah.
There's going to be times you go on a run and there's times that you go cold. But the problem is the time that they were hitting, the pitching was falling all over itself. That's the problem. So when your hitting is hitting and then your pitching isn't keeping you in the game, well, then you're wasting opportunity of when guys are hot. Now guys are starting to cool off again. Adames is cooling off. Devers is cooling off. Chapman is actually doing something. You know what? I tell you one thing. You know what's the most exciting thing of watching Giants baseball right now? Is just watching Jung-Hoo Lee to see if he can continue this hit streak. That's the only thing that's keeping me invested in Giants baseball at this time. I love watching Jung-Hoo Lee's at-bats. Yeah. Dude, the guy is freaking swinging it, man. I tell you. And let's see how far this hitting streak could go, man. That's the only joy I'm getting right now of Giants baseball.
And Eric, I saw on the Marty show you asked what I asked you, and I thought it was great. Marty went like, "Huh? Has Luis Arias helped Jung-Hoo Lee because they almost look the same?"
Yeah.
So it was like, and again, Marty was like, "I never thought of that." And we've talked about that on our show. So well done. Well done. In case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, Eric was doing Marty's show today, and he brought that up. Lee's exciting to watch. Now it seems like, too, after he gets a hit, the whole crowd is doing the Jung-Hoo Lee.
Oh, they're loving it.
Not just, his little fan club. So it's something. You have that. And then you have, Eldridge coming around hitting for an average.
Yeah. Hey,
so
look.
At least there's something. But
yeah, his at-bats have been fun to watch. Talking about Bryce.
You got to get the W's. That's the most important. So.
And unfortunately, thanks, Dom. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, man. It's just, I wish we could talk about better things, and it just stinks. Thanks, Rosamond. I know I need to do more. I don't do enough of those. I need to do more. Anthony Millard, $2 says Eldridge has a 17 game on base. That's why I'm watching Jung-Hoo Lee, because Jung-Hoo Lee's got a hit in 17 straight games. I mean, he's in rare territory. This guy's got how many hits? What has he got now? 29 hits in 12 games?
I think he's now third in the league in hitting.
I think he's second.
Oh, he's second now, 335. And then here's my other question. Could he be an all-star? We haven't really talked about that.
Ooh. It's a good point.
It's hard to take a guy who's second or third in the league who's hitting like that.
Look, and you know what's crazy? The Giants may have two all-stars, Arias and Jung-Hoo Lee. Maybe. What do you think? I don't know.
Again, because I don't know about Casey if he's got such a name.
But the problem is, well, you know what it might be? You know what? Do them in? The power numbers. Yeah. Even though they hit for average, you got guys out there that are in double-digit home runs that are outfielders, and they probably won't get. To be honest with you, they may not even get an all-star.
Never hurts to talk about.
It's fun. No, absolutely. But hey, I would love to see them in the all-star game. JB donates $2 says, has Arias helped not only Jung Lee but Chapman? Maybe. Hey, look, if that's what Arias is doing for the team, I'll take it. Because I love watching Arias' at-bats. Both Arias and, like I said, Jung Hoo Lee's at-bats, those things have been fun. Eldridge is another fun at-bat to watch. He doesn't look overmatched right now. It looks like he has a good plan on what he wants to do. Would it be nice for him to be a little bit more clutch? Yes. I think we'd all agree. I want him to be just a little bit more clutch. He had an opportunity yesterday. He had an opportunity today. He didn't come through in those moments, but it's going to come, right? It's going to come. I hope they extend Arias. I don't know.
He's cheap right now at 11.2 million. He's probably going to want a 3-year contract because this might be his last big contract.
Yeah, it probably will be. And then, of course, 2027 screws everything up. Everything.
You know, the only thing that 2027 isn't going to screw up, Eric, is after a tough loss like tonight, to see Eric and the boys and Julio and have a Tommy Margarita.
Yeah,
it's the
I
only
like it.
thing I look forward
That's
to.
the only thing. Guys, kick back. Throw back one. Have fun. There it is. Tommy's Mexican restaurant over there in the Richmond district. Go check them out, guys. They are definitely not 14 games under 500. I'll guarantee you they are not. Good people, good food, and of course, good drink. Yeah, there you go, Jerry. You know it. Right on, man. Oh my gosh. Let's see. No, last night he had the bases loaded. I'm just saying. Yesterday he had the bases loaded, had an opportunity. That's all I'm saying. It's not a. I'm not shitting on him in any way. The guy's been pretty damn good. Dude, you want me to be rude? Hey, I could be ruthless, man. I'm the one that's freaking. I've been defending it. Hey, you want me to? Hey. I could flip the script real quick, man.
Come on now.
I'm the one
now.
that's defending the kid. My God. Come on now. Jeez. Dylan, what's up, Dylan? Dylan. Great movie, right? Dylan, you son of a bitch. They should do a Tommy Margaritas night at the ballpark. That's a fact, Dylan.
So Dylan. I will tell you one thing. If any of you guys are going to the game when the Sacramento A's are in town, on that Tuesday, the whole entire restaurant is sitting in my seats. I'm sitting 3 rows behind, but the owner's going to be there. If anyone's there on the Tuesday night against the A's, come down to our section, say hello. You can meet the owner. And, if I know someone's coming, who knows? Maybe we can get you a nice little gift certificate for a free Tommy Margarita picture or something.
Look at that.
So, but I'm giving you a forewarning. It's 2 weeks from tonight on the 23rd when the Giants host the A's. So just wanted to let you know.
Hey, look at that. Glenn's out there says Valkyries win again tonight in front of the hometown. What do they call that? Valhalla? Isn't that what they call that place now?
Valhalla now.
How about that? Hey, they got something going on over there. I'll tell you what. It's
They probably had more people tonight than they did at the ballpark. It didn't look too crowded tonight.
Man, that was another thing. Holy crap. Green seats all over the place. Once it got to the 8th inning, that way it was getting brutal. The lower bowl, half the seats were gone, man. They're like, forget about it. They already knew, and it wasn't like totally blown out, but they saw the writing on. What was the total attendance here? Let's see. They say 35,000, man.
Come on.
Man, come on. 35,000. Are we serious? Come on. That's a bit egregious. Look, I'm not a big guy that wants to talk about, attendance and anything. But my God, if they're saying that 35,000, where there's not 35,000 in that park. Come on.
I'd say tonight maybe 22.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then by the time you got to, like I said, the 8th inning, it was half that.
And it's been cold. Eric, I know probably the weather's better up by you. We're expecting heat tomorrow, and I think Thursday it's going to be in the low 80s, which is probably 100 by you. So
yes, it's going to be 99 tomorrow, and then it's going to hit the triple digits on Thursday and Friday, man. It's going to be brutal. Freaking brutal. 3,500.
Yeah, maybe it was a misprint. 3,500.
Alive say soon there'll be free tickets given away. Yeah, I remember the Cardinals did that last year. Remember that? They did something crazy where you get a bunch of food no, it was just free tickets. That's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know what else they can do. They have a gift. They have a thing for seniors where they only pay $10. They had the $5 sale. They had a day where the Giants scored the most runs ever in that one inning. They did like $10 tickets. They had the 501 tickets early in the year. They can't give them away. You know what I mean? They got to come up with some kind of gimmick. But you have weekends. I mean, they got fireworks Friday night. They're giving away hockey jerseys on Saturday. They're giving 3 different Hello Kitty things on Sunday. When they're playing the Cubs. And if you guys listen to our show in the off season, we told you they were not going to do 3.5 or 4 million because the weekend schedule, except for the Braves, they don't play any winning teams. They play the Cubs, okay. But then they still play Detroit. Detroit's not going to draw on the weekend. Colorado's not going to draw on the weekend. Arizona's not going to draw on the weekend. So you got to try to think outside the thing. But it's one of those things. It's a tough year.
Cosmo, what's up? This is Eric. I know you really don't care for football, but the way to change your playing, you might want to start changing. Dude, it's rough, man.
Yeah, but we're here.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I love baseball, man. Maybe we just got to cover the league instead. MLB Sports Talk Live. Get rid of the Giants, man. Gosh, man, it's brutal. This is just one for the ages. Man.
As our buddy said, the great Dom, Giants baseball, nobody likes it, but we still do the show. We're here.
Yeah, it's
as Eric and Glenn have said in the past, if we get 25 games below 500, we will not come on nightly. We will do one show every other week to give you an update. If we get 25 below.
Oh, I didn't even talk about that. I totally, man. Did you see how many walks the Giants had today?
Oh, yeah. I was saying that and the hits. It's sort of incredible how we
I'm talking about the Giants pitchers and how many they walked. The bullpen walked 5.
Yeah.
They came 5. In and they came in.
I'm sorry. I was just saying because the Giants, when you looked at it, they got 7 hits and they got 9 runs. So they had 16 people on base and we only scored 3 runs. Doesn't matter who you are. You're not going to win when you get 16 runners on and you only scored 3 runs. I mean, it's almost literally impossible. But Giants baseball, that's how it is.
It is. And then, look, I wish we're talking better days. Just ain't happening. It just ain't happening. And there's no cavalry coming, guys. not for some time. It's not like there's some amazing phenom in our minors that could come up and make a difference for the club. There isn't. It just, whatever. I hate it. I hate it. I did, seriously. I mean, it sucks having to always just. There's nothing good. Like I said, the only good things we talked about is Eldridge is doing okay. Jung-Hoo Lee's on a hitting streak. Arias is fun to watch.
That's
Chapman's
it.
hitting a little bit. Chapman's hitting a little bit. And
that's our big three. Those are the guys you turn on to watch. And maybe Webb. It's like, I mean, we'll talk about tomorrow. We got Ray going against a team that, he has not been good at home, so
he hasn't been good at all.
Yeah. You got a team, and this is what it is. We have another opportunity here where, if you guys remember, our last 3 home games before we went on the road trip, we got swept by Arizona. We don't want to come back and get swept again, by Washington. This is sort of like remnants of last year. Remember where we were getting swept by the White Sox, by the Marlins? It doesn't matter. It's changed. When people see they're playing the Giants, they think we can win this series, not the other way.
Yeah. And let's talk about tomorrow's game, Ray. I'm going to tell you something right now. The Nationals are going to make Ray pay because they'll run on him. They're going to run on him. Watch, because he's going to walk guys. Guys are going to get on base and they're going to steal bags. And then I bet you they wreak havoc on the base paths tomorrow because Ray just has no command. He has no command. And
I assume with a lefty going, are they going to do Susak again, or do you think our other catcher?
Haas maybe. Who knows?
But, both those guys do not have an arm. Let me put it that way. They're decent, but they're going to be run. Yeah, that's probably the over and under might be 6 steals tomorrow. And I'd probably bet the over.
It's going to happen. He has no look in his last outing that he had, and I can't believe he got out of that outing. I think he only gave up 1 run. He was walking everybody. He had no command with his fastball, and somehow he was able to get through it. I don't think he's going to get away with that again. Yeah, he's going to have. I don't know what it is. He is definitely not the same guy he was last year.
Yeah,
and this is something that Ray has been notorious for. He'll have a good season, then he falls off. Then he has a good season, then he falls off. Mr. Postman, Wisenhunt, Whitman, and Tidwell will be coming up, like it or not. Wisenhunt is not going to come up unless there's an injury in the rotation. What are you going to do with McDonald when Malley comes back? That's an issue that they're going to have to deal with. Wisenhunt isn't going to be anywhere near, and I don't think they're going to put him in a bullpen, do they? Would you want Wisenhunt in the bullpen?
Because he's not doing that in the minors. You got to put him in the rotation.
Tidwell, okay, I can see Tidwell in the bullpen. I think Whitman has been more of a starter. See, you're talking about starters that you want to come up and be in the bullpen, but they don't need guys like that in the bullpen. They need a closer in the bullpen, not a starter. Wisenhunt should take a Ray's spot when he's traded. You think he's going to be traded, Dom? You think he has value? Or do you think the Giants just say, hey,
give us your 20th pick? Because he's going to be walking anyway. They're not going to resign him.
Right? Yeah, you're not going to resign him, so you're going to have to do it. I'm just saying you ain't going to get much. But yeah, Wisenhunt could take a spot. Huh? Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any I don't see any damn post game. What's going on, man? Usually they post that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me look on here. Yeah, let me look KMBR. Sometimes KMBR covers it. NBC Sports Bay Area is not showing anything.
Yeah, the one thing about the post game is I sort of like Sean Estes when he's been talking. At least he's speaking. It's sort of funny because KMBR goes back and forth. 95 cents become really negative. But, Sean Estes has been criticizing. And it was something we talked about last night. When you knew didn't have it, they had nobody in the bullpen. Why is he pitching 3 days when 2 of his things were an inning and a third? It's exactly what we talked about last night. And Estes says, come on, Tony, you got to know this stuff. You have other coaches.
Yeah, and the thing is,
and again, that must have been.
Hey, you know what? Maybe he's getting too many voices. Maybe there's too many voices rather than just a couple. Right? You really probably just want to listen to a couple of guys rather than listening to a cacophony of freaking coaches. All right, hold on. There is something. Let's take a look at this real quick, guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me edit this, and then we'll get into what Tony Vitello had to say in the post game. All right, let me show that. That's not it. This is what I want. There we go. That's the one I wanted. All right, let me share the screen. Guys, let's take a listen. Let's hear what Tony, the manager, had to say. Let's take a listen.
Where some of the guys might get a day off, some of the regulars.
We'll see. I mean, right or wrong, more times than not, a little bit of that is left in their hands. Before I came over, I texted our trainer, Dave Greshner, about 2 guys in particular. So that'll be a part of it. Sometimes the guys in the cage speak a little more freely with the hitting guys. We'll look at it, and there's probably going to be, whether it's the catching spot, we'll see it's 1 or 2 guys. Seeing a tough arm lefty tomorrow. So, but as far as sitting down one of our better players, probably, to be honest with you, it's going to kind of be on them. With a day off looming after that, I would call tomorrow more of an emotional battle than it is a physical battle.
That's not the great. He has to learn how to do post-game shows a little bit better. He never answers the question.
I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that meant. And right, D-Shot, that's where I'm going, my friend. That's where I'm going. How is it the players' decisions? Did you catch that, Lou? How is it the players' decisions on whether or not they play? Isn't he the deciding factor on whether or not the player is going to play, not the players?
Last time I looked, that's what a manager's job is.
There's something weird there. That's something I caught onto that too, D-Shot, and I was wondering if anyone else is going to catch onto that. But on top of that, you're talking about physical and emotional, and he had that deer in the headlight look. You notice about 3/4 of the way in, he had a little bit of the deer in the headlight. And look, this isn't meant to shit on the guy. I'm just making observations on what I'm seeing. And there's something, and I've been saying this for freaking months. There's something off. There's something that isn't right with this organization. And do you feel confident? Are you guys feeling confident in those type of comments after this game? I'm not. Alive says it's obvious Tony V has no clue how to manage an MLB team. It's his first rodeo, right? So I give him the benefit of the doubt, but is it still too much? I don't know. Brandon Buster is playing franchise mode on MLB The Show. Pretty good. Yeah, I know, Graham. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm gonna hear what you guys have to say. This is just. It doesn't give me confidence, Lou.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at.
I think the one thing for next year, he's got to know what to expect on these post-game things. Last night.
You've been doing it long enough.
It's just, and again, one of the things we talked about 2 weeks ago is he would already be done and probably in Hawaii with the college season. I think it's usually like about 58 games. He's got another 90, and that's the other biggest transition. You're going from Tennessee, where you're the guy in town, something completely different. You have Buster depending on you. The team's not going, and every single night, your responsibilities is you do a pregame one with John Miller. You do the postgame with all these guys that are there. To basically, it's your fault no matter what. That's just part of your pay that you get, and it grows on. You guys think losing grows on us? Imagine Tony V having to do this every night. with everybody
Yeah.
asking questions.
Yeah. It's not the same. And this is something that I talked about when they made the hire. It's not the same. It's not easy. There's going to be problems. Now, can he overcome them? That's the question that still has to be answered. Webb said, sort of called his bluff, said, it's up to you. It's your decision. Interesting, isn't it, Dom? Because that's what Webb said yesterday when they were asking him about whether or not he wanted to go out to the ninth. And he said, it's up to you. It's your decision. And then what did he say today in this post game? Hey, it's up to the players on whether or not they want to play. So now what is this? There's Dom.
I think Webb was protecting his manager.
Something stinks, man.
Yeah.
Something stinks. Something is not right, guys. Period. End of story. Something is not right. And I don't know how they fix it. It's beyond my pay grade. Yeah, Dom, I hear you. Let's get the hell out of here, dude. We've already been doing this an hour, man. I can't believe we did this an hour.
Sorry.
Guys, we will be back. Tomorrow's an afternoon game. What is that, 12:45 start, right?
Let me just double check why I'm here. I believe 12:45 sound right. Let's just give him the pitching matchup. Ace. Griffin.
Robbie Ray.
Foster Griffin. So 2 lefties on the mound. And, we got to try to avoid the sweep. That's the one thing is it doesn't matter when you win 3, but if you come back and lose 3, we cannot go 15 games below. That might be the new trademark for the year.
Exactly. Senior says trading one of the big 3. It's not going to solve the problems. Trading one guy, not going to solve the problems. The
all
Giants
it
are still
does
gonna have
is
problems.
help the payroll. That's it.
That's it. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
You're helping the payroll. That's it. You're helping the payroll for a club that doesn't have an issue with the payroll. That's the most maddening thing. That's the most maddening thing. Whatever. Let's get the hell out of here. Guys, enjoy the rest of what's left of your Tuesday night. We'll be back here Wednesday afternoon, do it all over again. All right. See you guys.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.